A tree map in Java consists of two things. The first thing would be a key, and the second thing would be a value. So I'll put these two things into a rectangle and divide them in two, because these two are the components that are in every tree. The other thing to mention about a tree map is that it's actually organized. So for example, if you have a key such as an integer value like 5 and the value to be a string value like hello, and then you have another key like 2 and the value is str, and another key to be 8 and the value is world, then in a tree map, when you put this, it would actually just be 2, and then we would have the value associated with that, which I'll put in brackets, and then you would have 5, and my mistake, this is not hello, but it is rather str. This is hello, and this is 8, and this is world. And so if you add anything to the tree map, it would just be in order. So if you add something like 3 and then put a word like, I don't know, ninja, then it would automatically be placed right over here. And then you would have the other values after that, right here. Okay, so here we have Eclipse open, and I'll show you the code to write a tree map, and also what happens when you add values with different keys. So I'll show you that. Okay, so I have written the code for a tree map at the top, right over here. And here you could see there is a key. In this case, I've chosen to go with an integer, and here is the value, and here I've chosen to go with a string. Of course, you could choose to go with a string for the key value, or a float, or a double. You could put any data type that you want. You could even put objects of, if I have something like the dog class. Like, for example, if I have this class right here, and if I want to put the data type to be dog instead of string, that works just fine. It would make more sense to do something like this in that case. But, and then I would just add for the value, instead of putting a string, I would put something like D, and that would be an instance of this dog object. But for just a simple example, I will not do this because it will just add confusion. However, I will go over similar examples with slightly more complex solutions and questions. Okay, so back to this problem right over here. So here we have the line to actually write a tree map. So this is what you would need to write, and obviously you could customize these two data types and just put whatever you want. But in this case, we are going with integer for the key value and string for the value. So here you could see I have put different integer values for the key, and here I have put different string values. Now, the reason why I've arranged it in this order is just to show you that when you run this, the tree map is going to sort it in ascending order. So here, like, if you just put this in an unorganized map, such as a hash map, it would just have 2, 8, 5, 1, 7. Like, it would be in this order specifically, with the key value of 2 and the value of this, 8 and the value of this message. Like, it would be in this order. However, you'll see when I run this, I have this command right over here, system.out.println, and it just prints out the tree map over here. And you'll see that it's not in this order, but it's in the order of 1, 2, 5, 7, 8. Okay, so let's run it and let's see. So here, if you look at the console, you'll see that we have 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, which is in ascending order. And we also have the values over here. And I've kind of done it so we could see it more easily. So, hey, this is a message. And if it were just put as it is, so if it was just in this order, it would be this message is hey A, which wouldn't make sense. So that's my representation, how I would show a tree map. And this is the key reason why it's different than a hash map, but I'll explain the details of a hash map in another video. Now, a few functions to know, since we already know how the functionality of a tree map is now. A few functions to know, a few operations you could use is with the dot operator. So if you do something like this, so right over here, you can see that when I run this method, which is a system method that's already been created, I haven't actually made this, but when you use a tree map, you have access to this. Basically, when you put the key, in this case, we're using integers, so I'm putting 5. So it kind of accesses this, and so it gives you the value right over here, and it is. So if we run 7, it should give us A. So let's run it. And it does give us A. And so those are the main functions you need to know about a tree map. Firstly, just for review, it is sorted in ascending order. That's the main defining feature of a tree map. A tree map also has a key and a value. And you can access the value by using the get method and using the dot operator to get the different values as long as you have the key. So this is a very basic introduction to tree map, and I'll go into more detail and more detailed examples and more complex examples and provide the solutions in later videos. But thank you for watching this video, and if you want, you could check out a few of my other tutorials on this channel. Bye.